Hi guys. The fourth hearing for the damages lawsuit between Min Heejin and Source Music was held today. Let's discuss, but keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer. This is not a professional analysis. This case stems from claims made by Min Heejin during her infamous 2024 press conference. She accused Source Music of neglecting NewJeans, delaying their debut in favor of Lesserafim, and even takes credit for casting the NewJeans members herself. Let's review what both sides had to say and the evidence presented at this hearing. Source Music is up first, revealing the signing process for each member of NewJeans. Minji joined the agency all the way back in 2017. Min Heejin had not even joined HYBE yet and was still working at SM. Video footage is then played of Heron's mother expressing her surprise that a Source Music employee travelled all the way to Heron's hometown and streetcasted her. Heen joined the agency after the CEO of Source Music himself personally convinced her mother to allow it. Danielle's manager brought her to Source from another agency, and more footage is shown of her mother actually acknowledging that debuting in HYBE's first girl group was not guaranteed. Honey was selected through HYBE and Source Music's Plus Global audition, which Min Heejin was never a judge for. Additionally, in the Adore NewJeans contract dispute, the court explicitly found no evidence that Min Heejin was directly involved in member selection. Min Heejin's side rebutted, highlighting that the essence of her claim was creative direction, not signing contracts. When she says she personally casted the members, she's saying she selected them from a group of candidates, assigned roles, and organized them as a girl group. This part of the trial took many by surprise because Source Music is addressing NewJeans and their parents in a very direct way. I'm not surprised by this at all because Source Music made it very clear that their gloves were off once Lesserafim members were named in court during NewJeans' first injunction hearing. They called it irresponsible and serious to mention the real names of artists based on unconfirmed and inaccurate content. Such unilateral claims can not only condemn fellow artists, but instill a false perception in the fans and public. They vowed to take any and all necessary legal steps to correct this. Guys, the key phrase there is fellow artists, because that was them talking directly to NewJeans, not Min Heejin. I posted that statement on my old channel and explained my interpretation of it, which I think has now been somewhat vindicated. That was Source Music putting NewJeans on notice, saying, "We have no intention of handling you with kid gloves. We will do whatever is necessary to protect Lesserafim." Speaking of Lesserafim, Min Heejin claims HYBE broke their promise to debut NewJeans first. The S21 project name itself proves that NewJeans were meant to be HYBE's first girl group. Parents even signed contracts expecting their daughters would debut first, but instead, they were neglected for 6 months with no update. The "Are you thugs?" comment was a question born out of frustration. She did not actually say they are thugs. The selling trainees phrase referred to Source Music resisting the member transfer and demanding Adore shares, not actual selling. Source Music shot back, denying they'd neglected the members, and even highlighted that they secured the chance for Minji and Honey to appear in BTS's music video just 2 months before they were transferred to Adore. They offered the members full support, while Min Heejin exploited them and their families for personal gain. She told the parents that debut was delayed because she was creating a new label for them, when in reality, her uncooperativeness is what caused the delay. Source recites disparaging remarks Min Heejin made about the NewJeans members, and says they were simply a tool for her in a public image battle. They also scoff at her denying that using the word thugs to describe them is disparaging when she herself is suing netizens for calling her exactly that. They go on to explain the essence of their defamation claim and the impact of Min Heejin's statements on not just them, but Lesserafim as well. Entertainment agencies discover and train raw talent. Trust and reputation are essential to this process. Look at all it took to get the NewJeans members to sign with Source Music, and whether that would have been possible without the company having already built a solid reputation. Portraying them as thugs that sell trainees attacks the foundation of Source Music's business, damaging their staff and artists. They point to the struggles Lesserafim members shared during a concert, crying to staff in a hotel room after being vilified as NewJeans' evil stepsisters, worried that they may have no future after the scandal Min Heejin's unilateral claims had caused them. Honestly, this was all pretty heavy to read. Those leaked messages where Min Heejin talks poorly about NewJeans would have caused World War III if it came from any other executive, but because it came from her, the fans and seemingly even the girls have buried their head in the sand. As for Lesserafim, the 2024 hate train against them was the true definition of a hate train. Lots of people feel like their favorite artists go through hate trains because they conflate having haters with going through a hate train. All celebrities have haters, but not all celebrities go through a hate train. There's levels to this. Lesserafim was the victim of an actual and real hate train last year, but I don't think it's fair to blame all of it on Min Heejin. She definitely played a role, though, and Source Music did a good job of laying out a case for that. Min Heejin's side insists there's broader context and circumstances that led to the claims made in her press conference. They recap her rise from entry-level staff to creative director in SM, making her talents widely recognized in the industry. That's why Chairman Bang recruited her to be the creative force behind HYBE's first girl group, but the project was delayed due to an unclear delegation of roles. Chairman Bang was meant to handle music production, but delays on his end is what actually postponed NewJeans' debut. He then abandoned the project to work on another girl group, which we now know as Lesserafim. NewJeans ultimately debuted under Ardor, but more controversy arose when B-Lift Lab debuted a girl group deemed similar to them. This distressed the members and their parents, prompting Min Heejin to file whistleblower reports with HYBE on their behalf. Min Heejin says the audit of Adore and hostile takeover narrative was retaliation for this action. She was under widespread condemnation from the public and had no choice but to defend herself. That's why she held the press conference. She was trying to refute false accusations, not defame Source Music. In response, Source Music plainly says that disputes between her and HYBE do not justify spreading falsehoods about them as a third party. She wanted to minimize the role they played in cultivating NewJeans and claim all the credit for herself. Lesserafim debuting first was a decision made by Chairman Bang, but Min Heejin framed Source Music and HYBE as the perpetrators that betrayed her so she could manipulate public opinion for profit. She saw NewJeans' star potential and wanted them for herself, plain and simple. Message logs show Source Music's CEO urging Min Heejin to stop delaying work on the group, to which she replied that setting up her label comes first. There's also message logs between her and a shaman, confirming her plan was always to take the group. The shaman advised her to tell Source Music to create another girl group, which Min Heejin then used as justification to take the original N team. She admits to not caring about the debut order, and even says she wanted to debut second since the protagonist always appears last. This is why I said the Kakao Talk evidence is a massive blow to Min Heejin's case. Sejong did okay coming up with arguments for her side, but they all fall flat in the face of these message logs. These logs prove intent to defame. They prove that she raised these issues in bad faith, and they even prove malice. She still insists that Lesserafim debuting before NewJeans was a unilateral decision she never accepted, and those messages was her just resigning to that reality. However, this fails to address the heart of Source Music's point, which is that Min Heejin intentionally caused these delays so she could take the group, then framed herself as a victim to the public at their expense. Min Heejin's legal team is coming up with all these counter-narratives and explanations that may have worked if that Kakao Talk evidence wasn't accepted. That's why I said she actually had a chance to win these cases if she could get that evidence tossed, but the fact of that matter is she didn't. She can press on like it's no big deal, and her supporters can act like it doesn't matter, but the truth is, these messages are a smoking gun. Nothing Sejong said at this ruling can defuse that, and to be frank, I don't really think it's possible to do so. I'm updating my scorecard. Source Music didn't just take the lead, they went on a 30-point run. It's a blowout at this point. I'll give my prediction after the final hearing concludes, just like I did with the NewJeans and Adore case. I want to account for all information, but I don't want to mince words and downplay what happened in court today. This was a bloodbath. I have Source Music winning this case until further notice. There's a lot that's been coming out about Min Heejin recently, which I'll cover in a future video. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for future uploads.